Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Coaching Insights. I'm David Rainoshek with juicefeasting.com. Today we are going to talk about a common topic, common theme that I bring up with my clients in terms of reasons why it is that we're doing what we're doing. When you're looking for a reason to go ahead and kick over into a hero's journey, like taking care of your health and doing a juice feast or putting together a constellation of health life practices that will radically transform your life and take you to the next stage in your own experience, you need something to kick that off. You need enough reasons, enough cards in your deck to go ahead and kick that thing off in your life. And one that I tend to bring up is, aren't you bored? Aren't you bored? And I want to speak to this through an excerpt from The Hero with 1,000 Faces by Joseph Campbell, the classic book on the hero mythology, the myth of the hero, which Campbell dedicated his life to looking at, the hero's journey. And I've talked about that in other videos, which you can find on juicefeasting.com. Campbell writes, often in actual life, and not infrequently in the myths and popular tales, we encounter the dull case of the call unanswered. For it's always possible to turn the ear to other interests. Refusal of the summons converts the adventure into its negative. Walled in boredom, hard work, or culture, the subject loses the power of significant affirmative action and becomes a victim to be saved. His flowering world becomes a wasteland of dry stones, and his life feels meaningless. Even though, like King Minos, he may, through titanic effort, succeed in building an empire of renown. Whatever house he builds, it will be a house of death, a labyrinth of cyclopean walls to hide him from his minotaur. I love this quote. It's in the chapter called Refusal of the Call in that great book, The Hero with 1,000 Faces. But I love this, the way he phrases this. We encounter the dull case of the call unanswered. Who in reading a hero's journey mythology wants to read about the hero that turns away from the whole thing and then just keep on reading that story? Nobody. We don't read those stories. They don't really exist, or at least not for long. It's a pretty short story and the hero suffers and it's kind of over. I think that we find, if we're honest with ourselves, that the places that we're stuck in our lives, and I see this with many of my clients who come to me and say, I want to light a fire. I want to move my life onwards. Many of us find that if we're really honest, we're bored with the way things are. We're bored with our health challenge. We're bored with the stuckness. We're bored with not being on point with our health life practices. We're bored with putting off what it is that we need to do. We are just going around and around and around in the same circle, the same story, not really going anywhere, not particularly doing anything of any consequence, particularly when it comes to our own evolutionary development and moving on, getting on with getting on in our lives. If we're really honest, we're bored. And this is a great question to ask yourself. Aren't I bored with the way things are? And if you're true to that question, you'll see that yes, I'm bored with the status quo. I want something more. I want something different. And it's in that critical point right there, that departure point that you see, I'm bored. There's something else. There's something beyond where I'm at right now. In fact, I want to feel that boredom as strongly as I can so that it is clear to me that there must be a departure point that I'm sitting in, and from there I can leap off into what's next, something that's exciting. And my healing journey, what I'm going to go through, the decisions that I'll make, the illuminative experiences that I will have, the person that I'll become is way more exciting than the boredom of where I'm at right now, which at least for the moment feels like, not really going anywhere. So aren't you bored? This is the question of the day. Journal about it, contemplate this, and see to it that this becomes an asset for you in terms of generating the recognition of the departure point that you're at right now to do heroically what it is that you're here to do, the thing that only you can do to help evolve your life to the benefit of yourself and the benefit of those around you. And for today, that's it. Thanks for joining me on this edition of Coaching Insights. If you find this series helpful, please share it with others. If you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, please subscribe to the Coaching Insights series by clicking the notification bell below so that when future editions of this series come out, you'll get a notification about it. And until next time, be well. I'm David Rainoshek with juicefeasting.com. Bye, everybody.